happening in South Africa. The leadership is doing some terrible things.
South Africa has fiercely rejected US President Donald Trump's explosive claim that Pretoria is confiscating land and mistreating certain groups of people, setting the stage for a heated diplomatic showdown. On Monday, February 3rd, 2025, President Cyril Ramaphosa's office issued a strong rebuttal, categorically stating that South Africa does not confiscate land and that Trump's allegations are false and misleading. Ramaphosa also released a statement on X, formerly Twitter, saying,
South Africa is a constitutional democracy that is deeply rooted in the rule of law, justice, and equality. The South African government has not confiscated any land. The recently adopted Expropriation Act is not a confiscation instrument, but a constitutionally mandated legal process that ensures public access to land in an equitable and just manner as guided by the Constitution. South Africa, like the United States of America and other countries, has always had expropriation laws that balance the need for public usage of land and the protection of the rights of property owners. We look forward to engaging with the Trump administration over our land reform policy and issues of bilateral interest. We are certain that out of those engagements, we will share a better and common understanding over these matters. The U.S. remains a key strategic political and trade partner for South Africa. With the exception of pepfar aid, which constitutes 17% of South Africa's HIV program, there is no other funding that is received by South Africa from the United States.
As an Expropriation Act, therefore, Trump would withhold funding to South Africa. And I said, let's not mobilize Africa. Let's withhold minerals to U.S. That is it. If they don't give us money, let's not give them minerals. But the reality, they take our minerals, but say why we're withdrawing funding. No, we have minerals in the continent, and therefore we have something that we have. We're not just beggars, but we must just use that endowment for our benefit as a continent. But if, as a continent, we are frightened, we fear everything, we are going to collapse, and will collapse with minerals.
Trump's attack, posted on his Truth Social platform, accused the South African government of engaging in land confiscation and treating certain classes of people very badly. He even went as far as calling it a massive human rights violation. But is this an informed critique or a strategic political move aimed at appealing to his conservative base, where fears of land expropriation and racial politics resonate deeply? His remarks come after Ramaphosa signed the Expropriation Bill into law last month, replacing apartheid-era land laws. This legislation provides the legal framework for land expropriation in cases of public interest. But is Trump's outcry truly about human rights, or is it an attempt to stoke ideological division? Perhaps more startling was Trump's declaration that the US would cut all future funding to South Africa until the full investigation is conducted. But Ramaphosa quickly hit back, exposing the exaggeration in Trump's threat. According to President Ramaphosa, the only funding South Africa receives from the United States is for HIV prevention. If Trump is serious about halting financial aid, does that mean he is willing to let millions of South Africans suffer from a lack of medical support just to make a political point? Beyond the political spectacle, Trump's latest assault on South Africa reignites old controversies. During his first term, Trump had already signed his belief in an alleged anti-white genocide in South Africa, fueled by far-right propaganda and lobbyists who painted a picture of white farmers being systematically targeted. But where is the evidence? Even the most vocal critics of South Africa's land policy struggled to produce concrete data to support these claims. Pretoria maintains that the Expropriation Bill is an essential tool for addressing the country's deep-rooted historical injustices. The legacy of apartheid left vast tracts of land in the hands of white minority, and successive post-apartheid governments have struggled to rectify this imbalance. If the bill follows legal procedures and includes fair compensation mechanisms, is it really the radical land grab that Trump describes, or is it a long overdue correction of historical inequities? South Africa's Foreign Minister Roland Lamola even urged Trump's advisors to use this investigative period to deepen the understanding of South Africa's policies as a constitutional democracy. But will Trump's team engage in genuine diplomatic dialogue, or will they continue to push a divisive and misleading narrative? This is not the first time Ramaphosa has had to debunk Trump's claims. In 2018, the South African leader dismissed similar allegations, accusing fringe groups of lobbying in Washington to spread the narrative that white South Africans were under threat. Back then, Ramaphosa insisted that South Africa had moved past the outdated black versus white lens through which outsiders often view the country. But has Trump ever truly cared about the complexities of South Africa's transformation, or is he simply using it as a convenient talking point to energize his political base? While Pretoria has expressed its willingness to engage with the Trump administration to provide clarity, the larger question remains: will Washington approach this issue with the seriousness it deserves, or will it continue to treat South Africa's internal affairs as a political weapon? If the latter, what precedent does it set for future US-African relations? At the heart of this controversy lies a fundamental question: should South Africa's land reform be dictated by its constitutional and democratic processes, or should it be subject to the whims of a US president with a history of making inflammatory statements? As this diplomatic storm intensifies, one thing is certain: Trump's claims have thrust South Africa's land policies onto the global stage once again. But will this newfound attention help or hinder the country's efforts to create a more just and equitable land ownership system? Your perspective matters. What do you make of South Africa rejecting Trump's land confiscation claims? Share your thoughts and insights in the comment section below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the New Africa channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our informative future videos. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thank you for watching.